so we want to play devil's advocate here. Who do you have? You've got to be kidding me.
Uh-oh. Some giblets.
Congressman.
Giblets on display.
Yeah, Congressman Chris Stewart is on the phone. I can't believe it.
I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. In full disclosure, he is a friend of mine, and he's a guy that honestly I tried to hire for Mercury. And I think he was going to take the job, and then he heard a higher calling. His name is Chris Stewart. He's a Republican, need I say more, running for Congress in Utah's 2nd Congressional District. He is one of the guys I believe will bring honor and dignity back to Congress.
Chris?
Hey, Glenn, how are you?
Well, I've been better.
Well, I guess a lot of people have. But,
I will tell you, you have some nerve calling, and I appreciate that. We were just saying off the air that we promised you, as your friend, that we would come to Washington to pull you out of Washington before you lost your soul entirely.
I told you, as a friend, I worry that you will go to Washington, D.C., and I'll lose my friend, because they gobble souls.
My wife is afraid for my soul. She reminds me that all the time.
Right.
And it's true. And
tell, if you don't mind, share what your wife said to you. You told me this afternoon. What did your wife say about the soul? Do you remember?
Well, if you're saying about what, she's afraid.
They're afraid for your soul. There's nothing that you could do there.
That's right. She says there's nothing you can do to help save our country that is worth it if you lose your soul.
Right.
And that's true. And hopefully we can do both. Help save our country and at the same time maintain our integrity.
But, Chris, we're hearing disturbing news that you plan to vote
for John Boehner.
For Boehner.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so so hang on just a second.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The primary problem is a lack of principled and moral leadership, courageous and moral leadership. And if you want to fix it, if you want to attack any of the problems that you suggested, you have to send back courageous and moral leaders.
We had a great election in November. Now we've got a united Congress and a united Senate now. For the first time, we've got a united front where we can oppose President.
Yeah, you're right. We have a united Congress, and they're giving the green light to the president on amnesty. They're giving the green light on the Cromney bus.
No,
that's $1
not
trillion, Chris. $1 trillion.
Then we are not giving the green light to the president on amnesty. But I do think that there are times when you and I agree that you've indicated that I haven't agreed with you. I think you've indicated that I've said or implied things that I certainly haven't. And I never have. And I think that you and I agree on far more than we disagree. And I think you're using this one vote as some kind of a type of touchstone, as if it indicates disagreement on everything else when we don't.
Well, here's what you're missing, Chris. The American people are done with the game. They're done. They're done. And you can play this all you want and hope to get to 2016. You're going to lose in 2016 if you continue to play the game. They're done.
I disagree with you. I think that by 2016, when the American people see what the Republicans have been trying to do for the last few years, when we now have allies in the Senate who will help us to do those things in the next 2 years, when we're going to be able to move forward on the REINS Act, on reforming Obamacare, or eliminating Obamacare.
Okay, well, when you get all those things done,
on controlling our debt.
I don't see your point. I see your point. I disagree with it. But we're friends, Chris, and we always will be friends. I'm worried about you as your friend. We honestly were having the conversation. I think it's about time to get in the car and go get our friend and take him away before he loses his soul.